Yo, what's up, family and friends? Welcome back to the videos. Do you want free tomatoes? Just watch this video and I'll show you how. So I've been doing this gardening thing for about 3 years now. I haven't had a whole lot of success, but I've been trying, and as you can tell, this whole area that I had right here, it used to look like this right here, but it was all built up and everything, and it wasn't that good. But this year, I came back here, I kind of made me there's a little bitty tomato, we'll get to that. But I kind of redid my whole garden and everything. But look, man, this video is about how to get free plants, right? So most of you that has been gardening for a very long time, y'all know what these little things are. They call suckers. All these little suckers everywhere. Hey, look, man, y'all remember this one? Look at there. Bam, look at there. Still doing good, still doing good. But so anyways, let's talk about this. This plant back here that is way overgrown. This is actually a Cherokee tomato plant. And on this one here, I never cut any of these things back. A sucker is, if you see this plant right here, you have a plant that's, or a limb that's going this way, and then you have like a main plant there. Then you have this little branch off right here. This right here is called a sucker, and it's coming up in the middle. You can see them, they're all over the place on this plant. And on this one here, I never touched them. I just said, I want to see how big this plant gets, because these four plants right here, this is a variety called red snappers. I actually ordered them off of Haas's tomatoes, or Haas's seeds, and I'm just going to say they are the best tomato I think I have ever had in my life. But anyways, let's get to it, man. These are the determinate ones, and I have not trimmed any suckers off of these here. They don't last long. You know, the Cherokee tomatoes, they would last a long time. But look, check this one out. This one's how big this one is. And then I have another Cherokee tomato that's over here. Sorry about all the stuff in the back. But I have cut most of all the suckers off of this one here. And I've actually got 3 tomatoes on this plant, versus over there, I don't have any tomatoes. Because what a sucker is basically, it's like a new plant that's starting. So about 3 weeks ago, this little bitty tomato plant here, as you can see right here, this right here kind of broke off. It kind of got broke off and everything. Well, it's not going to continue to grow right there. So what I did was I waited, and then right here, see, look at there, you have the main stem, then you have this little limb, and then now you have the sucker that's growing right here. The same thing that happened over here on this side. This is another sucker right here, and then another sucker that is right here. And I just said I'm going to let all these suckers come up, because it's almost going to be like a new plant. See right here, got a little limb, sucker come up, and then it's already got blooms on it right there. So I'm going to have little bitty tomatoes right there. But just check them out. I will trim these off later, but if I wanted to, and I can see these right here, I can cut this right here off. And then just like I did this red tomato here, so check this out. So all you do is you get a jar and you fill it up with water, and every other day you want to clean this water out. See, look at the roots. Check out those babies. Those are some nice roots. And look, this one right here has actually been out of the ground or off of the tomato plant for about 3.5 weeks now. The limbs don't look too good, but look, the tomato actually ripened up. The other one still hasn't died, but now it's got roots. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to plant this, and I'm going to actually have another red snapper plant. So if you only wanted to start off with one of these plants, like this one here, like the super sweet, you could just take that little sucker right there, take that off. You put that right there, like in a 2-liter bottle or a glass jar or anything. I don't know if you can see, but you see those little bitty hairs. You can kind of see those little bitty hairs that's on there. Yeah, those right there, those are actually will turn into roots. And it's just like another little plant. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our plant that we have here with the root system that we set here and had it sitting in water. Depending on how big your plant is, sometimes it might only be just a a couple of weeks, but this one here is a little bit thicker plant, so it just takes a little bit longer. So let's go ahead. We're gonna find out a little spot where we're gonna plant this tomato plant at. I like to dig it with my hands, manly. But also with the tomato plant, you want to try to get it kind of as deep as you can possibly get it without like burying the whole thing, because what happens is, like I showed you earlier with these little hair follicles, you put it in there and it'll grow roots everywhere these little hairs are at. So I got a little bit of bone meal here for some organic materials. That what that does is it's going to help out the root system. So I'm just going to go ahead and reach in here. I'm just going to sprinkle in a little bit of that, and then I also have a little bit of fertilizer, some 4-in-1 fertilizer I throw in there. Now look, my way might not be the best way for you. Everybody does everything differently. I might be doing it wrong. I'm no gardening expert, so this is just something that I just picked up a couple years ago, and I tend to like it, and I like doing things the best that I can, and this right here is what works for me. It might be different for you in the areas that you're in. I don't know how long this tomato plant right here is going to be able to last, because we are in Florida, and right now it is 95 degrees. 95 degrees on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day out there to all you fathers out there. So anyways, I'll keep y'all posted on how this thing is doing. So after you put it in there, we're gonna give it a nice watering. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually, it's Father's Day, so it's time to actually take some of these tomatoes off, because we're gonna be eating some hamburgers later. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take some of these tomatoes off, and I will show you what my harvest looks like right after this. Man, look at that, beautiful. And look how red this one right here is. This one here is gonna be ready to eat, but this one right here, it might have to spend another day or two on the counter, but I'd rather it spend a day or two on the counter and I get to eat it later than bugs get to eat it right now. Look at the size of these things. Yo, check it out, man. Look at all these tomatoes, beautiful tomatoes. Check them out. And I also have these here. These are King Arthur bell peppers. We were growing them too. They were pretty big, man. So I was just like, hey, let me go ahead and cut these off. My daughter loves these things. One of my daughters likes to eat them raw, and the other one just loves them raw or cooked. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is, these are my cherry tomatoes, my super sweet 100s, and my sunbeams. So we're gonna do the super sweet and those, and I'm gonna cut all the suckers off, because I don't want these suckers on my plants, okay? Because what the sucker does is it takes all the source from the roots and it brings all that there, and it helps like with these suckers, because they think they're new plants. They're trying to go ahead and make them right there thrive. So you cut them so the plant that you actually have gets all the nutrients. So there you go. right. So you just sit there and watch me go through. I took all the suckers off of the plants. And here, I'm just going to show them to you. So theoretically, all these suckers right here that I just took off, we can cut these little limbs off. You just take the little limbs on the bottoms like that. And then you just put this right here in a glass jar. You can put it in a bottle. Keep changing out the water in it. And then eventually it'll start growing roots. As soon as it grows roots, then you can go ahead and you can plant it and you can get free plants. But like, check this out. This sucker right here already has flowers on it. It's already got more suckers that's already on here. So this right here is a sucker. You can take your fingers and you can just pluck it right off. Or you can take the scissors. Some of these are pretty big and you want to cut it. You don't want it to cut and rip down your plant. You just want to cut that little sucker right there off. But this one right here would be great to go ahead and plant, or to put it in water, grow some roots. There's you another one. These here, I wouldn't do because they're kind of thin. But this one here, how it's a little bit thicker, I would do this one. But hey, anybody can do it. You can do it your way. Check this one out. This one right here is on that Super Sweet 100. Look at this, man. This thing is massive. It's massive. It too also has its own sucker right here. So you just take that sucker and you pluck that off. I already got some flowers on this one. I think honestly, if you put this right here in water, you grow some roots on it and we can plant them again. Unfortunately, here in Florida, it's going to start getting really, really, really hot soon. Like I said earlier in the video, it's over 94 degrees today. We just had some rain. I had to stop the video. I had to get back onto it. But yeah, it's a little bit too hot. It's late in June. So I think it would be a little bit too late for you to be able to get the roots on these. But hey, man, I mean, what's it going to hurt? You know what I'm saying? Just put it in there. Hey, and if you haven't tried this trick yet with cutting off the suckers and putting them in the water and getting roots on them, planting them and getting free plants from tomatoes, if you haven't tried it, just give it a try. I've done it, I've tried it, and it's worked. So go ahead and do me a favor. Listen to this little girl, okay? Listen to this little girl that's coming up next. Have a good one.
Like and subscribe and click the bell button with your friends. See you next time.
Thanks, babe.